Good afternoon, everyone. So, today let's discuss about share of profit and losses up to date of retirement. So, at the time of retirement of a partner, how much and what amount of share of profit and loss have to be transferred into his account, okay, and how to transfer it. So, see, a partner retires on the closing day of the accounting year. When a partner retires on the day of closing of accounts, it is assumed that the profit and loss of that year has been adjusted into the accounts of the partner. So, if the partner retires on the closing date of the year, okay, closing date of the accounting year, then it is assumed that all the share of, okay, all the share of profit and loss of that year has been adjusted to the accounts of the partner, already adjusted into the accounts of the partner. But if a partner of a firm retires on any day other than the closing day of the accounting year, means the partner retires at the middle of the year or any other day but not in the closing day of the accounting year, then we have to calculate, okay, as well as he is entitled to share profits and losses of the firm. He is entitled to share, okay, the part of his share in case of profit and losses of the firm from the date of last closing till the date of his retirement. Means if the year is closing at 31st March and the new year is starting 1st April of 2020, then he retired at 31st December 2020, okay, then for this 9 months we have to calculate the share of profit and loss of the retiring partner, okay. So now his share of profit and loss is determined on the basis of agreement between the partners. His share of profit and loss is determined on the basis of agreement between the partners, already agreed between the partners. So that agreement is necessary at the time of calculating profit and loss, okay, for the retiring partner. Such profit and loss is calculated on the basis of last year's profits or on the basis of average profits of last few years as per the agreement, because it may not be possible to close the accounts on that date for the purpose of ascertaining the profit and loss of that period. So ইয়াত কি কৈছে, এটো এনেকুৱাও হ'ব পাৰে যে যোন দিনা পাৰ্টনাৰজনে ৰিটায়াৰ হ'ব সেই দিনটো যদি ক্লোজিং ডেট হয় ফাইনেন্সিয়েল ইয়াৰ অৰ একাউণ্টিং ইয়াৰ, দেন এইটো এজিউম কৰি লোৱা হয় যে যিখিনি প্ৰফিট এণ্ড লছ আছিলে সেইখিনি তেওঁৰ একাউণ্টত এডজাষ্ট কৰা হৈ গ'ল। বাট যদি ক্লোজিং ডেৰ দিনা ৰিটায়াৰ নহয়, বেলেগ এটা দিনত ৰিটায়াৰমেণ্ট হয়, তেনেহ'লে আমি কি কৰিব লাগিব, তেওঁলোকৰ অলৰেডি হোৱা এগ্ৰিমেণ্ট ৱাইজ, okay, agreement wise last closing যেতিয়া হৈছিলে ফাইনেন্সিয়েল ইয়াৰ আৰু যেতিয়া তেওঁ ৰিটায়াৰ হ'ব সেই সিমানটো টাইমৰ লৈকে আমি ক্যালকুলেশন কৰিব লাগিব। কি ক্যালকুলেশন কৰিব লাগিব যে প্ৰফিট এণ্ড লছ কিমান আছে টু গিভ টু দ্য ৰিটায়াৰিং পাৰ্টনাৰক দিবৰ কাৰণে, okay. Hey, profit and loss is calculated on the basis of last year profit. Last year of profits kiman asile ba on the basis of average profit of last few years kisumanor average profit kiman asile hetu base kori loi pelai agreement or mote share to uliabo lagibo, because hetu time possible nohobo pare to close the accounts of the partnership firm, okay. Now, accounting treatment for recording the share of profit and loss suspense account debit to retiring partners capital or current account. One suspense account has to be credited, okay, because on the assumption actually, okay, of last year profits and for average profit of last few years, the profit of this time period is calculated. That's why profit and loss suspense account debited to retiring partners capital or current account, okay. Profit and loss suspense account will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet prepared after the retirement. After the retirement, when we are going to prepare the balance sheet, okay, for the closure, then profit and loss suspense account will be shown on the asset side, Okay, at the end of the year, when regular profit and loss account is prepared, the same will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss appropriation account, and balance of the profit will be shared by the existing partner. Okay, so now alternatively there is another point, that is continuing partners capital current account debit to retiring partners capital or current account. So now see, alternative method must be followed where there is a change in the future profit sharing ratio of continuing partner. अगर फ्यूचर प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो में कंटिन्यूइंग पार्टनर्स के कुछ चेंजेस आएंगे तो ये अल्टरनेटिव मेथड हमें फॉलो करना है, ठीक है, वरना हमें इस अकाउंटिंग ट्रीटमेंट से काम चलाना होगा. सो इलस्ट्रेशन 26 में क्या दिया है कि एवरेज प्रॉफिट निकालना है ऑफ लास्ट 5 or something 3 years. Okay, 3 years. A, B and C are partners, 3:2:2 ratio. Okay, B retires on 31st July 2020. The firm closes its account on 31st December. 31st July, on 31st July, B retires, but the closure of the accounting period is on 31st December. So it is not possible to close the accounts in the middle of the year. Okay, profit for past 3 years are as follows. So that's why it is given that past 3 years past 3 years profit, so that we can find out the average profit, and on the basis of that average profit we have to credit the partner's capital or current account for his share of profit. Okay, as per the agreement, if any partner retires during the year, his share of profit for the current year from the date of close of last accounting year till the date of his retirement will be calculated on the basis of average profit of the past 3 years. So it is already agreed between the partners A, B and C that if someone retire from the firm on the middle of the year or any date which is not the closing date of the accounting year, then they will calculate the profit of the firm from the last closing till his retirement on the basis of average profit of the past 3 years. Okay, past 3 years profit is given, so we have to calculate the average profit. 20,000 plus 23,000 plus 29,000 divided by 3. Okay, 72,000 will be divided by 3, and that will be 24,000. Okay, and from this 24,000 we have to calculate the share of B who retires. Okay, so share of B will be 2/6, so, or 2/7. Okay, so profit, this average profit, first of all we calculate, we add on the 3 years profit, and after that we divide by 3 by 3, and after that we find out the average profit. That average profit is for the whole year but not for the half year. Okay, that's why when firm closes its last year closing and at 31st December 2019, and it is now started at 1st January 2020. Okay, up to 31st/7/2020. So for 7 months, okay, for 7 months we have to calculate the total profit available to share. Okay, 14,000 will be the share of total profit. Okay, available total profit on the basis of average profit. So what will be B's share of profit? B's share will be 2/7. Okay, 2/7. This 2/7 will be for this total average profit of last 7 months. Okay, 14,000 into 2/7, 4,000. That 4,000 will be credited to the retiring partner as a compensation by the existing or continuing partner by debiting their capital or current account. So when it is fluctuating, that will be debiting the capital account as capital account debit, C's capital account debit to B's capital account. Okay, now what to do in case of payment of the amount due to the retiring partner? As a whole, we have to pay off all the dues to the retiring partner, and we have to take off all the dues from the retiring partner. Okay, now on the retirement of a partner, the amount due to him will have to be paid At the time of retirement, amount due to him means amount due to the retiring partner will have to be paid, must be. Okay. So in most of the cases, it may not be possible to repay the amount immediately. Immediately, it is may not be possible for the firm to pay off the dues to the retiring partner. So what to do in such cases? As a rule, the payment is made according to the terms of the partnership agreement. So at that moment, they will go through the agreement that is already done in between them, partnership agreement, and as per the partnership agreement rules and agreement deeds, okay, so terms and condition, all these dues are cleared by the firm to the retiring partner. So what are the alternative option? When it is not possible to pay off the dues to the retiring partner immediately, repayment may be made in installment over a period of time, and the interest at an agreed rate is paid on outstanding balance, which will be treated as a loan of the outgoing partner. Okay, repayment may be made in installment over a period of time. The firm, a continuing partner, may agreed already to pay off the dues of the retiring partner on installment basis. Okay, in installment basis over a period of time, up to a period of time, it may be 4 years, 5 years, 3 years. Okay, and the interest at an agreed rate, as it is going to pay off in a later period, or it may be known as deferred payment. That's why this payment have to be also bear interest, okay, at the time of paying to the retiring partner. Outstanding balance will be treated as a loan to the outgoing partner. So after paying the first installment, the outstanding payment will be known as loan by the retiring partner to the firm. Okay, so the amount due may be treated as a loan to the firm. In return, to the firm will be either pay interest at a fixed rate or share of the profit for the firm. So the amount due may be treated as loan to the firm, and in return the firm will either pay interest at a fixed rate or share of the profits of the firm. So when the firm is going to treat this amount as a loan, then the firm has to pay at a fixed rate of interest to the loan, and instead of any agreement, according to Partnership Act 37 section 37, the firm has to pay off interest on loan, that is the undue amount, to the retiring partner at the rate of 6% per annum interest. Okay, so now, in other words, his or her share of profit will be calculated in the capital ratio, considering the amount due to the retiring partner as if it is the part of capital of the firm. Okay, so an annuity may be paid to a retired partner for a life or for an agreed number of years for the life of some dependent. Okay, an annuity may be paid to a retiring partner for a life or for an agreed number of years and for the life of some dependent. Now, in other words, the amount to the retiring partner can be settled in some following ways. So as a whole, how? See, payment of full amount on retiring partner, the payment may be made in full, but if it is not possible in full at the time of retirement immediately, then payment of the part of the amount on retirement and the balance treated as loan to the firm. So at the time of retirement, payment will be made a part of the total amount, and the balance remaining to due to the retiring partner will be treated as loan to the firm by the retiring partner, and for that the firm has to pay interest on loan at the rate of 6% instead of the agreement. And if it is mentioned already in the agreement, then in that ratio of interest. Okay, so payment of part of the amount on retirement at the balance treated as loan to the firm, payment by equal installment, and then an annuity may be paid to a retired partner for a life or for an agreed number of years or for the life of some dependent. Okay, an annuity may be paid. So now, when the retirement partner retiring partner will get the full dues of his or her at one stroke, or the firm is going to pay all the dues to the retiring partner at full immediately. Okay, so see, at that moment, retiring partner's capital account debit to cash or bank. Retiring partner's capital account will be debited with the total amount due. Okay, total amount due, and to cash or bank with the total amount paid. Okay, so payment of part of the amount on retirement and balance treated as loan to the firm. Now, what to do in this case? In this case, on payment of the part amount, retiring partner's capital account debited to cash or bank account with the amount paid and with the total amount paid. Okay. After that, on transferring the balance amount to loan account, retiring partner's capital account debited to retiring partner's loan account. Okay. Now, when it is paid by installment, payment is made by installment. So for this, see the illustration number 27. A, B and C are partners in a firm. B retires from the firm. On his date of retirement, the following accounts are due to him. So at the time of retirement of B, during the year, B's capital account balance 36,000, his share of reserve 3,500, his share of goodwill 8,500, his share of profit for the interim period 2,000. So total 50,000 has to be paid to the retiring partner if it is paid immediately at the time of retirement. Okay, but if it is not paid immediately at the time of retirement, then the firm has to pay a lump sum amount at the time of retirement, and the balance will be treated as loan of the firm by the retiring partner, and on that loan amount the firm has to pay interest of loan 6%. Okay, but here some conditions are given according to the agreement. Okay, A and C promises to pay him every year installment at the end of year. So A and C, the continuing partner, promises the retiring partner to pay his dues every year in installment, at the end of the year. So prepare B's loan account. So we have to prepare B's loan account as it is paid installment basis. So the balance will be treated as loan to the firm. First one is 5 yearly installment plus interest at the rate of 10% per annum. 5 yearly installment. So when it is given 5 yearly installment, 50,000 will be divided by 5. So 10,000 per year. Okay. So 10,000 per year will be charged at the rate of 10% per annum interest. Okay. So now how to do it? See, B's loan account is prepared by B's capital account. Total balance of B's capital account, total dues to the retiring partner by the firm is 50,000. On that amount, they have to charge or pay off interest at the rate of 10%, that is 5,000. Total 55,000. So per year 10,000. With that 10,000, 5,000 interest is given. 15,000 is debited to the bank account of B. Okay. So after deducting 15,000 from this 55,000 total amount due to the retiring partner, balance remain 40,000. That balance will be carried forward to the next year as by balance BD 40,000. On this 40,000 balance, okay, the firm will pay off 10% interest, that is 4,000. So total is 44,000. From this 44,000, this is paid 10,000 per year installment. Okay, plus 4,000 interest, 14,000. When from 44,000, 14,000 is deducted, 30,000 remain as balance. By balance BD, 30,000 is brought down. Okay, carried down to the next year. Interest is charged on 10% on this 30,000, 3,000. So 3,000 interest plus 10,000 per year installment, 13,000. When it is deducted from 33,000, balance remain 20,000. Okay, that balance is carried forward to the fourth year by balance BD 20,000, and again on 20,000 10% interest is charged, so 2,000. 2,000 plus 10,000, 12,000 is debited to the bank account of B. Okay, and after debiting this 12,000 in the fourth year, the balance remain for B's dues to the retiring partner 10,000. 10,000 is carried forward for the fifth year. 10,000 on 10,000 base total amount of last installment of the last year, that is the 5th year, interest is charged 10%, 1000 is interest. Okay, on this 10,000 and 1000, total is 11,000, that is the 5th year installment with interest debited to the B's account, capital account. Okay, so bank account. So total is 11,000, and in this 5 year, okay, total 5 year, the completion take place for the dues to the retiring partner B by the firm as installment basis and on the rate of 10% percentage. Okay, 10% interest. Okay, so this is all about today. Illustration number 27, how to pay off the dues to the retiring partner if it is not possible to pay off at one stroke or immediately at the time of retirement of the retiring partner. Okay, so go through it. After that, we will discuss about one long question, illustration number 28, and then other treatment of goodwill also. Okay, thank you.